Welcome to the UIS Coaches Show. I'm Michael Leotta, and Happy New Year. We are thrilled to have UIS men's basketball coach Matt Brock joining us back. Matt, welcome to the show, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Yeah, I hope you had a great holiday season. It's a crazy time of year, of course, with college basketball and finals and everything with that. But you did sprinkle in some games and some success a little bit right before the holiday break, and we'll kind of start there. You guys went on the road right before Christmas to Purdue Northwest and Grand Valley State, two really tough, true road games in a 3-day span. Got away with 2 wins. That's an impressive thing to be able to go on the road and get 2 W's.
Yeah, no, I was very pleased with our preparation that week leading up to that trip, and our guys were focused, and it was a coin flip game, both games, but in the Purdue Northwest game, Khalil hits a big shot after they tie the game with a crazy 3. At the buzzer, so that was a big one. And then you go to Grand Valley, it's a really talented team and a tough place to play, and play an overtime game with them, and came out on top. So very, very pleased with our that trip, that GLIAC road trip we had, and it was definitely a good way to head into Christmas break.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's talk about that Purdue Northwest game. It's a buzzer beater. That's always exciting. Khalil Ross hitting the game winner there. Is that how you drew it up?
Well, we were trying to maybe get the ball to Max. We had a little over 4 seconds, and so Jack's a good passer. He throws it to across half court, and then you usually you have about as many passes and dribbles as you have seconds. So if you think if you're at 4.6, it's really 5 seconds. You got 5 dribbles, and you got 3 dribbles and a pass for sure. So, we were just going to make a play. First option wasn't open. Khalil and Evan, I believe, were the second option coming up to catch it, and he got to his left hand and hit a tough shot, we just want to get a shot in that situation, and he got to 10 feet, which is definitely in a tie game. You want to get as close to the rim as you can.
Yeah, nice quality look, and Khalil hit it, an exciting win from there. And then you back it up. Like you said, going to Grand Valley State, that's a tough place to play. Evan Altman, career high 31 points. He had a great weekend, but he was really the X factor there in that game at Grand Valley State.
In the Purdue Northwest game, he actually tied his career high with 20 and hit 6 threes, which was a career high. And then on Friday, a couple days later, he has 31 and hit 7 threes. I thought, he took a lot of good shots. We got to get a lot of good threes, which was key for us. Getting threes has been tough for us at times, and our guys did a good job of getting the ball to the post area, either off the bounce or to the post, and guys were spaced well, and he shot it well. But lots of guys that made big plays in that game. Jack has some big buckets late. Max hits some big key threes, and it was definitely a team effort when you score 94. There's plenty of shots that go in, thought we had a good look at the end of regulation, didn't get it, but sometimes that can kind of be deflating. But our guys did a good job of refocusing and flushing it and getting ready for overtime.
Yeah, you know how tough it is to win on the road. So impressive, two road wins. You guys have been used to being on the road. You started GLVC play with 3 on the road early, and then you started the new year here recently on the road yet again. So I know we were talking kind of a little bit off air. You're the first team to have 4 road games in the GLVC, so it didn't get any easier on Sunday going to Nicholson Hall to play UIndy. Tough 80-79 loss there. A lot of positives, but again, another coin flip game, and we just didn't come out on top.
Yeah, I think we lose the game in the first half. You get down in 15 or 17, whatever we were down, our biggest deficit against good teams. It's hard to come back from that and overcome it. And credit to our guys, we did. We played better in the second half. Turnovers is the key. We actually, if you're not to get too analytical here, we actually had a better offensive rating than they did, but they had the 1 extra possession, and so they scored 80 points on 69 possessions. We scored 79 on 68, which is actually a better rating. But just a coin flip, like you said, and the big difference was 22% turnover rate for us, 15 turnovers, and they only had 4. And so we guarded better. We held them to 46% effective, which is it's been an issue for us defensively. But we turned it over at such a high rate, and So, that's what we got to correct. And we did in the second half. We had 10 in the first half and only 5 in the second half. But a couple key ones late. We had the lead up 3 twice and did an empty possession turnover, and then we had the lead up 2 and turned it over. But came roaring back in that game, and I thought the second group really set the tone. Nate and Ty and Isaiah, when they came in, kind of lifted us. Britt Dutton came in and didn't play at all in the first half and did some really nice things in the second half, helping us come back. I think he had 8 points. So, there's definitely some positives, like you said, but going on the road in the GLVC is tough. And like you said, we're the only team in the league that has 4 road games in a row this season. That's kind of a bad luck on the schedule. But the good thing is now we got 9 of our last 15 at home. So. Get back into the friendly confines.
Yeah, it'll be good to be back in there. And you mentioned that Indy game, but down 16 early in that first half, it's one thing to be able to come back in a game, but to be able to come back and then get over the top a little bit, just a little bit too much for you guys in that ball game. Talk a little bit about the league, though. The league this year is crazy. Have you seen anything as far as competitive balance in your 6 years here with the GLVC this year?
Yeah, I think so. If you go a couple of years back to 22-23. The last weekend of the regular season, we could have finished anywhere from 2nd to 9th based on how things shook out, and that's the year McKendree, they have to go on the road and win 2 road games just to get into the conference tournament. Then they win the conference tournament, then they go all the way to the Sweet 16, and 1 step away from the Elite 8, but UMSL, our 5 seed, ended up beating them. So you have the 5 and the 6 from the GLVC playing. I think that's the thing about our league is it's really deep. I think it's typically 10, 12 deep. I think maybe this year it might be even closer to every team. I haven't seen some of the teams on film yet, but it's really balanced. And so the good thing is every night you got a good game, but the bad thing is every night you got a tough team. So there's been a lot of coin flip games, and I continue to talk to our guys about we need to try to win by 15, stay out of these coin flips because you're going to lose half of them, and so the good thing about our team is we've had some experience at the point guard position, but we've gotten some experience in those spots, and I think we're a little more comfortable in those situations, and we ended up on the right side of the 2 of the last 3. So we're going to keep working, and we're going to take them 1 game at a time, and we got a great two good teams coming in here this week that we've been preparing for, and got to get ready for Truman.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that because of McKendree a couple of years ago, right? It was a late January, February where all of a sudden that team really hit its stride. Last year, Truman State came in here and got a win, and it kind of catapulted them in a January, February type thing. So it's interesting you talk about that because you see a same path with our team potentially, right? That can, start to take advantage of a little bit of home, start to play some of their best basketball, and start to play it at the right time, and you can turn that into a run just as late. So it's interesting you say that, but yeah. Big game, obviously, on Thursday night. I know for you personally, that's always one you circle with Truman State. But good matchup there. And then, of course, a big rivalry game against Quincy. Talk a little bit about those 2 teams and a little bit of a preview of what we're going to see here at track this weekend.
Yeah, well, Truman was picked first in the league. So they're kind of like us. They've played a very tough non-con because they had a lot of players back. And so record doesn't indicate how good they are. Xavier Hall, their point guard, is super quick, kind of their motor. Kobe Williams on the wing, very talented, can shoot it, can drive it, athletic. And Trey Shear, their 3rd guard, who's just a veteran. I don't know how long he's played or how many COVID years he's had, but he's been around for a while and can really smart and shoots the ball at a high level. So those 3 guys are the key, and we're going to have to try to keep them in front and try to contest them. I think their offense is one of the higher powered offenses in the league, similar to us. So it's going to be, I think, sometimes when you have 2 good offenses matched up, the defenses kind of dictate. So we're focused on that, but a lot of respect for Coach Horner and what he's done with that program and the team that they have, and it's going to be a challenge. And then you go into Saturday. Brad Hoyt, new head coach at Quincy.
Yeah, new look Hawks. Yeah.
Has had some good wins. Brendan Gooch is actually on his staff. Was with us last year. Those guys have done a fantastic job with a really brand new team. And so we're playing for the Bank of Springfield Cup, which we'd like to keep here. And so it'll be tough. They're quick and like I said, have had some good wins. They beat Central Missouri on the road. They've had some guys that have kind of stepped up that were maybe a little more role type guys last year. So Saturday's going to be a good one. So if you're looking for a good college basketball game in the area, Thursday night at 7:30 and Saturday at 3, you'll have 2 really good college basketball games.
Yeah, we mentioned Stars currently 1-4 in conference, but we're just one good weekend away from being right back in the mix here. So we'll see what we can do getting back on track. Coach, we appreciate you joining us. Again, Thursday night, 5:30, women's game, 7:30 right after that, men will host Truman State. And then on Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. start for the Prairie Stars as they take on the Quincy Hawks. We'll have both of those games on the GLVC Sports Network, so make sure to tune in. For Matt Brock, I'm Michael Leotta. This has been the UIS Coaches Show.